Beware of the stingy Mr. Obi.
On stinginess, because we don't know what is called capital formation. Capital formation is about saving. If you don't save, you can't form capital. And if you don't have capital, you can't develop. I was number one in MDG, which is the only measure of development. The difference between developed and undeveloped place is education and health. I was number one in education. I was one of the best in health. I was number one in issue of pulling people out of poverty. And on top of that, when everybody is owing salary, owing pension, owing gratuity, owing contractors, which have collapsed most of the contractors, I left office not owing one contractor or supplier, not owing pension or gratuity, and ended up saving over 75 billion naira, which nobody have ever done. I did not in any way allocate myself any contract, directly or indirectly, allocate myself any land.
Let's widen the tax net. Those who are not paying now, if it is inclusive of Bola Tinubu, let the net get bigger and we'll take in more taxes, and that is what we must do in the country.
Tax is a very simple thing. The more employment and robust your economy, the more you can earn from tax. You cannot tax unemployed people. If I cannot go to your village and tax people who are unemployed, you have 98 million people living under poverty before the COVID situation. Now you're going to have over 100 living under poverty. You're not going to tax them. If you want, it taxes like a bank account. If you want to withdraw more, you put in more. So if the government has done the right things, the more people you pull out of poverty, the more you can get out of tax. It's a simple thing. It's not a rocket science. I'll give you an example. If you look at, let me go back to a huge economy like China. China today finances their budget, annual budget of about 3.8 trillion from tax of 80%. That 80% tax, their MSMEs, micro small businesses, contribute over 50% of that 80%. So you're talking about 1.6 trillion because they have a thriving, robust SMEs. So the more you can put people, if you look at our tax net today, the people that are employed in Nigeria is about 50% of those that are supposed to be working. So if you put the other 50% into the net, you increase your tax overnight. So anybody who tells you that, oh, tax to GDP ratio, that is nonsensical. It's not an argument. It's a very sad argument. If you want more tax, you give people job. People can pay you by not doing anything. In fact, people are being overtaxed in Nigeria because that's why MSMEs are collapsing, because there's not a lot of them. What you need to do is to create a great environment where there will be so many businesses employing people, support the engine of growth in any economy. MSMEs, the more they can employ people, create jobs, the more you can be able to rake in more tax. Otherwise, you can't get more tax.